Hello everyone, this is Ashwin here. In this video, we are going to see how to fill missing values in the dataset. So usually when we are dealing with any dataset, we usually have so many missing values both in numerical and categorical values. So we are going to see basic to advanced techniques of filling the missing values. Now let's dive into the video. First, let's load a dataset. So for this, I'm going to use loan prediction data. So pd.read csv of data, loan prediction data, and this. So this is the data I'm going to use. First, we will check how much missing values are there in each of the columns. To do that, check null values. So for that, df dot is null dot sum. Now you can see we have various missing values in different columns. So this is numerical column. These three are categorical columns. Even credit history is categorical column. So we have like two numerical columns missing value, and some of the categorical columns also have missing values. Okay, now let's go from basics to advanced. So the first step we can use is fill with negative values. Fill with negative values. So this step we can use whenever if you don't have any domain knowledge and you just want to fill the missing value. So for that you can go like this. New df equals df dot fill na, that is it will fill the null values in all the data with, I usually go with minus 999. So it should be far away from the original data range. So most of the data range will be starting from 0 and it will go up to some distance. But here you can either go for like minus 2 or minus 1, or else you can just directly go for minus 999. Sometimes depends on the data. You can also fill it with zeros, but most of the time this is the basic method we can use. So after doing that, we can check the null values as null dot sum. Now you can see we have cleared all the null values. So all the null values has been filled with minus 999. So currently there are no missing values. If it is a categorical column, means you can consider the null value as a new category. So that is next step. Consider null value as new category. So let's say I'm going for gender have like 13 null values. So what I'm gonna do is df of gender dot value counts. So this will display how many values for unique label. Currently here it's not showing any null values as a separate column. What you can do is we can fill it like this. Consider NAN as category. So df of gender dot fill na. I will just treat it as string, so I'll just fill it as like nan. So new df of gender equals this. Okay, this is a string. Okay, now let's do this with the new data frame. New df. Now you can see it retains the existing value. I'm just considering this as a new category. So this is one way of treating the null value. So if you don't know, means you can also consider that as a new category or other category. Let's go for the next step. The next step is dropping the null values. So drop rows which have null values. Okay, here we are going to just drop the values. So new df equals df dot drop na axis equals 0. 0 means it represents rows. Before that, I will just see what is the length of the data frame. So we have like 614. If you drop it and find the length of the data frame. Now we have removed all the null values that you can check it using this command. So now you can see we have removed all the null values, but we also sacrificed some data. So from 600, it gone up to like 480. So we lost around like 130 samples. So in the overall data set, we lost around 15% of the data. So we should not eliminate rows like this. But if you have small number of null values, you can go ahead and remove the rows which have null values. Let's say if you have million data and you only have hundreds of null values, means you can go ahead and remove all the rows which have null values. So this will improve the data quality. So this is another way. So this is the intermediate. Usually we will just fill the missing value with mean, median and mode. So for numerical attributes, we will be using mean and median. For categorical attributes, we'll be using mode. Now let's fill the missing value. First, fill missing value for numerical. So I'm gonna fill the missing value for numerical in loan amount. So in order to do that, new df of loan amount. Okay, loan amount equals new df of loan amount dot fill na, again df of loan amount dot mean. So this will find the mean of that particular column. So you can also display it here. So this is the mean of the loan amount. I'm just filling the missing values of the loan amount with the mean. So this is how you can do that. And we can also see the distribution SNS dot displot of df of loan amount. So this is the distribution we are having. Now the mean is around 146. This is the mean. And after that, let's check for the missing values. Maybe before doing these things, we can just have a copy. So this will be clear for us. So what you can do is df equals df dot copy. So whenever we are dealing with, we can just have a new copy of this. Okay, that suits better. Just run this. Okay, here also we'll do the same. Now we will check for the missing values. New df dot is null dot sum. Now you can see we have filled the missing values of the loan amount. Before it has around 22. Now it's been reduced to 0. So this is how you can fill the missing value for numerical. We also have one more missing term, that is loan amount term. For that also we can use the same thing. Instead of mean, we can also use median. Okay, sorry, I just used loan amount itself. So this will be loan amount term. And this, now we have filled the missing values using median. Okay, so this is for numerical value. Now let's do this for categorical value. For categorical, I'm gonna go with self-employed. So before that, let's display the distribution. SNS dot count plot of DF of self-employed. So this is the two category, that is yes or no. So we are going to use the frequently occurring term. So here it is automatically a no. In order to get the mode of that particular column, you can use DF of self-employed dot mode. So this is the frequently occurring term. So that is no. If you want to get that particular string value, means you have to use some indexing. So if you use 0 means you will get that particular string term. So using this, we can fill the missing value. So I will fill the missing value. Fill missing value for categorical. So here we are going to use the same approach. You can just copy the whole thing. Self-employed, and for the mode we will use this snippet. Okay, run this. Before we have 50 missing values in self-employed, sorry, 32 missing values. Now it's been reduced to 0. So this is how you can fill the missing values for categorical term. So far we have been filling missing value based on the mean, median or mode. So while calculating the mean, median or mode, it will consider the whole column and get the mean, median or mode. So in order to get some enriched data, we can group some particular columns. Let's go for the main data. So this is our main data. What you can do is you can group some particular attribute based on some other column. So let's say I want to take the mean of this loan amount with the category that is yes. So you will be taking a mean for only yes. You will be just filtering out the column which having only yes and taking the mean. So that will have a different mean value. And for no, again we will be taking the mean of that particular category alone. By using this method, we'll be getting more quality data. Now let's do that. Fill missing value based on grouping category. So for this, we will go step by step. So first we will see how the group by works. So df dot group by of the column name. The column name will be, I'm gonna go for loan status. It's not suggesting. So this is the loan status. Just use that. Status. If you run this, it will be giving you a data frame. So from this, I'm gonna get only some numerical value I can get. Okay, currently it doesn't have any. Okay, I'll just take a new copy then. New df equals df of copy. Okay, now again I'm gonna take the mean for the loan amount. So loan amount. So this is the whole syntax. Now if you want to take mean, means you can just pass mean here. Mean. After getting the mean, I'm just getting the loan amount. Run this. Now you can see for no, the mean is 151. For yes, the mean is 144. This is the different kinds of mean you can get from this group by attribute. So I'm just grouping it by loan status and getting only the loan amount. So if you want to get that particular value for the particular category, means you can save this as mean df equals this, and mean df, I'll also run this in a previous cell, so we will have the result. Okay, now mean df of n. So based on this, I'll just get the particular value. This is acting like a dictionary, so it will be easy for us to fill the missing values. So now we have to actually fill the missing value. Fill missing value for numerical column. So here I'm gonna use that new df of, I'll also use dot location. So here I'm gonna use a condition to fill the loan amount. So I'm just extracting that particular column based on a condition. So the condition will be new df of loan status equals that particular label. First I'm gonna go with no. So for no, I'll just fill the missing value with this. So to do that, you can say dot fill na of mean df of n. So this is how you can fill the missing value. So all the values will be filled here, and this is only for no. If you want to do it for yes means, you can just copy the same thing, replace it with by yes. Okay, I think I have pressed insertion. Okay, here also this will be yes. And if you want to keep the values in place means, you can use in place. So this will retain the change you have made. So in place equals true. In place equals true. So this will be easier for you. If you have multiple columns means you may have to before that, let's run this. So if you have multiple categories means manually entering these values won't be sufficient for us. What you can do is run this. So before that, let's check whether it filled all the missing values. So new df dot is null dot sum. Okay, this in place is not working. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of using fill na here, I'll just say equals, copy the same attribute and paste it here. And I'm gonna do the same here also. Okay, paste it. Now let's run this. Now you can see we have filled the missing values of loan amount. So what I'm doing is I'm just filtering out that particular column and assigning with the new updated attributes. So this fill now will fill all the null values with the mean, and after that we will be getting a new list of values. I'm just assigning to the original list. So this is how you can fill for missing values for the numerical. And again, if you have multiple categories means you can go like this. For val in mean df. So this is the data frame we got for the mean. So if you print the val means you are getting the values directly. So I'll just get the keys. So keys will be yes or no. So now you got the unique categories, that is no and yes. So what you can do is, now I'm going to fill the missing values for loan amount term. So to do that, first I'm going to get the mean value. This is for loan amount term. Okay, this is loan status. This will be loan amount term. So copy this and paste it here. So we will be getting the mean I'll also display it for you. So this is the mean corresponding to the loan status. Now let's do that for val in main df dot keys, and I'll just copy this one line only, paste it here, and now here I'll just replace this n with val. So this will just repeat the same action again and again for all the categories you have. So let's run this. Now again, let's display the null values. Okay, again I have mistakenly done it for loan amount. So this will be loan amount term, loan amount term. Run this, run this. Now you can see from 14 it gone to 0. So now we have filled all the missing values for the loan amount term. Now this is for numerical value. So far we have seen that. Now let's do it for categorical value. Fill missing value for categorical. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing. Instead of mean df, I'm gonna go for mode df. Mode df. Instead of mean, I'll just get the mode. And the category I'm gonna take is, I'll just go for the self-employed. So self-employed. Okay, let's display the mode. So for mode, this doesn't work. So what you can do is, this group by have aggregation function. So here dot aggregation of pd dot series dot mode. Run this. Now you can see for that particular loan status, the self-employed term is like mode and mode. Now you got the same functionality for mode operation. So for mode, it doesn't work in the group by. That's why we have to go for this aggregation. You can also do the same thing for mean. Here, instead of using mean here, you can go for mean here. So I'll just show it to you. Wait, I'll just show this as an example. Let's consider this one. So here, instead of having mean here, I'll just use this. Instead of mode, we will go for mean. Run this. See, both returns the same value. So you can use any one of the method. Now we have got the mode. We will just do the same thing. Just copy this and paste it here. Now instead of mean df, we will go for mode df, and val will be the same. And instead of loan amount term, we will be using self-employed. Self-employed, and this will be mode df. Okay, that's pretty much it. Run this, and let's see the missing values. Now you can see from 32 it gone to 0. So now we have filled all the missing values for the categorical values too. So far we have seen all the steps. So if you want to go in a mathematical way, means this is somewhat a best way to do filling the missing value based on group by with the category. So we'll go to the advanced method, that this is the final one for filling the missing values. Fill missing value using ML model. So this method is the advanced concept. What we are going to do is we are going to treat the missing value column as a target and treat the remaining attributes as an input. So what we are trying to do is train the whole data in order to predict the missing value. So I'll just show you how it works. So first we will take a copy of the data frame. New df equals df dot copy and this. Now I'm going to fill it for numerical. Fill numerical values. So first new df temp equals new df dot drop na subset equals the column name. So the column name will be for numerical value. I am again going for loan amount. So this is the column I am going to trying to predict and fill the missing value. And here access equals 1. So what it does is it will just drop the rows which have missing values in the loan amount column. So you will be getting a new data frame here. That will be a temporary data. And after that, we will just print the column. That will be loan amount and len of new df underscore temp. We'll also see the len of new df. So this is the total samples. Now, okay, instead of 0, I just used it as 1. We just have to remove the rows which have null values in the loan amount. Now you can see it has removed the rows which have null values in the loan amount. Now after this, we are going to split the input data. So input and output split. So what I'm gonna do is x equals new df temp dot drop of columns equals that loan amount. Instead of using loan amount everywhere, I can just store it in some column equals loan amount. So you can easily use some loop in order to fill all the missing values. So I'll just use column everywhere. Okay, here also this will be column and access equals 1. Now I am just dropping the column, and in the y, new df temp dot, sorry, I'll just get the column itself, column. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the loan amount as the output or the target variable and rest of the attributes as the input variables. Now here I'm gonna import a module. So from lightgbm import lgbm regressor, because this is a numerical column, that's why I'm just going for regressor. Here I will just create a model equals lgbm regressor of. Here I'll just pass a parameter called use missing equals false, and after that model dot fit x comma y. Okay, x is not defined. Run this, and after that run this. Okay, for this attribute we need to do some kind of pre-processing. Currently all the attributes, some of the attributes are in string because majority of them are category. So what I am gonna do is new df equals new df of, I'm just gonna take some numerical columns alone. So I'll just take loan amount. So loan amount term, applicant income, co-applicant income. Even if you have some missing values in the input attributes, that doesn't matter, because Light GBM can able to handle missing values in the inputs. And what other thing you can do? I think this will be enough. I'm just gonna predict the loan amount based on these three other terms. So the final data frame will look like this. So this is it, and just run this right away. Now it has trained the model. Now let's do the prediction. Now I will just create a dictionary. After creating the dictionary, I'll just use d of call equals list of model dot predict of. I just need to pass the whole data frame without the target column. So for that, I'm just having another temp. So here what I'm gonna do is, I'll just copy this. Instead of new df temp, I'll just use new df alone, and predict it. So this column will contain all the predictions that is made by the model. So with the help of this prediction, we just only need to fill the missing values. So for that, for val comma d underscore val in zip of new df of call comma d of call if pd dot is na val. I'm just checking whether it is a null value or not. If it is a null value, means new df dot at I comma column equals d underscore val. So I'll just initialize I here, I equals 0. So I'm just iterating both the values. So this is the original value and this is the predicted value. I'm just checking whether the original value is null or not. If it is a null value, means I'm just replacing with the predicted value at that particular column with that particular index. That's why I'm just having 0 here. If it is not, means I'll just increment I by 1. Run this. Now finally, new df of is null dot sum. Now you can see loan amount is 0. Before, the loan amount will contain some null values here. If you want to display the new data frame, means you can display it. See, this is the predicted value. That's why it's having like multiple floating point numbers also. So that is fine. But with the help of other attributes, we just predicted this. If you want to improve the accuracy, means you have to do all types of pre-processing for the remaining attributes. For the categorical attributes, you just convert it into numerical, and after that do the same set of processing. The syntax will be the same, and finally you will be getting some more enriched results for the missing values. So using this, you can definitely improve the quality of the data. And again, we have filled the missing values for numerical. If you want to do it for categorical, means just use LGBM classifier instead of regressor. Fill missing values for categorical. Just use LGBM classifier, because it will have a category, so we are just going to predict the category. This also you have to use all types of pre-processing you have to done before this step, and after that everything remains the same. You can just do the same. You can just combine everything into a single for loop and run this operations if you have multiple columns which have missing values. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. In this video we have seen how to fill the missing values from the basic level to the expert level. So you can definitely use these techniques in any kind of contest or even in real-time scenarios. Sometimes if you have domain knowledge, means you can fill the missing values accordingly. That is also another way. And that's it, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe the channel for more videos. Stay tuned for the next video.